Well, hello there, how is everyone? I hope you're all well on this Super Sunday. Yeah, so we just roll with super, because you know what else is super? You are. You look super, you are super. And this piece of information is some information that has been passed over to me. I take no credit for this whatsoever. I want to thank you to those of you who reached out and said, look, you got to take a look at this. Now, this would appear to be footage that is from the Linda Lane footage. Now, what I will say is, look, there's been a lot of controversy around the Linda Lane footage. There was some footage that it would appear stems off the back end of that, where some people who were seen in that footage apparently go off scene. They go round and they go to a dumpster. I know that some people have pointed out and said that they feel it was Hunter. Other people have turned around and said no, it's not. Some people have said that it's Loach. And again, look, all I'm here to do is say, look, this piece of footage is floating around. This channel that I've put on the screen here, and the link is in description. It's only a short, but it is basically like an infrared overlay of some footage of this hooded guy heading towards a dumpster and what would appear to be extracting something from his person and placing it into a wheeled waste receptacle. And the thing what I will say is, look, we know that in terms of searching, in terms of law enforcement getting out and actually checking things, going around people's houses and the neighbouring houses around 1122 King Road, there seemed to be a relaxed... How can I put it without making them look #no report? Because look, I know that when this thing happened, it was something that caught them off guard. Now, look, it's not like crime didn't happen in Moscow, Idaho. They have had things happen. They've got quite a jaded history. I've been reading up on some of the previous situations around here to do with murders and shootings and all sorts of things. So they have got a jaded history. But in terms of this crime, maybe they just weren't up to speed on what they should have been doing as soon as they knew what had happened. So was there a period where this is exactly what happened to this weapon? Now, what makes me think of this situation is, look, we've got Brian Kohberger, who's currently in incarceration for this crime. They believe he did it, and he is going to potentially, pretty much, going to face a trial, unless it gets thrown out early. But at some point, I would imagine he's going to face a trial, and he could potentially lose his life if he's found guilty of this crime. The issue I have is that on his person, as far as we've been made aware, there is nothing. There is no link, no connection, no DNA, nothing found whatsoever. Yes, there is a knife sheath that would seem to have his DNA on it, and it's found inside that property. But what people struggle to understand, struggle to grasp, is that just because that knife sheath is in that property and it has his DNA on it, it doesn't automatically make Brian Kohberger guilty. It just doesn't. And I know many people think it does or think it should, but it doesn't, and that's just the way it is. But we are a weapon missing. Now, if this, just let's play this out for a second. Say it's Brian Kohberger, so he comes into this home, and he enters this home, and we're seemingly led to believe that he's entered it not really knowing who was in there. Possibly got caught off guard, probably going in there to hurt one person, ended up being what it was, but he gets in his car, somehow manages to get from the house to his car without dragging anything out of the house, even though he's seemingly on a clock because of that narrow window of time, but he gets into his car, gets away scot-free. We don't have a weapon. The eyewitness who saw this person leave doesn't say that they saw them carrying anything, but we don't have this weapon. But then we do now have this piece of footage that seemingly shows somebody discarding of a weapon in this waste receptacle. I'm not saying that's what it is. That's what it looks like. Now, I can't sort of vouch for the authenticity of this clip, but it's there, it exists, and I'm bringing it to you for you to do your own homework, your own research, and learn about what's going on with this piece of footage. But it makes sense to me, because I think to myself, if something happened and it was closer knit, somebody closer, and they've got away with it, they've thrown it in this waste receptacle, and then there seems to be this delay before law enforcement pulls their finger out of their buttholes and start looking at things. They start going around questioning, looking in the waste bins to see whether anything has been discarded. That should have been done immediately. Immediately after this crime was reported, they should have been straight away, boots on the ground, going around people's houses. They should have been looking in the waste bins with weapon in mind, looking at all of the CCTV, grabbing it all in, pulling it all in, separating all of the people from that property who was there when they arrived, and interviewing every single one of them and scrutinising between the stories to see what was going on, because we know that there was this 8-hour time delay as well before they were even called. But things like this are what further promotes the fact that was something else going on, and do more things need to be looked at. But look, it is what it is, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. But go and check out that channel. Thank you to you who reached out and said take a look. The link again is in the description. Go and show some love, and I will catch you all in the next one.